Welcome to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. It's the 250th episode.
Cheers to that and to the Winchesters not being in prison.
Hunter's privilege. Let's do this.
Welcome to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. I'm Diana.
And I'm Liz.
And we're going to talk season 12, episode 9, First Blood.
First Blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Liz, what have you been up to?
Oh, guess what, guys? It's still winter. We have all just experienced more winter, just coming down in fun fashions. I learned how to fix a well after it's frozen. I was very proud of myself for learning the homeowner thing of fixing something before I called somebody, which was good. Yeah. And beyond that, I was really sad to report that Charlotte the Spider, well, actually I'm not. She's resurrected herself. So Charlotte the Spider, we weren't sure if she passed away or she just got really cold and still. And she got really still on the ground. So I had picked her up and I put her in, I've got a container garden on my porch, and I put her in the dirt of the container garden. I put a little blanket over her. It wasn't a blanket over the garden. So I kind of covered her with a blanket and just kind of went about the day. And the next day though, Charlotte's gone. So Charlotte has arisen.
Mysteries on mysteries.
Yeah. So if you get a web in your house with, resist, disobey, like written across it, that is from Charlotte. My spider has come to say hello to you. Her babies we're still waiting for her babies to hatch. So don't worry, you can still get those too. Oh, no. But you may get the resurrected Charlotte. So how are things in your land, Diana?
I live in what they call Alaska now. I joke. That's what everybody's called, like the little cute, like, we're in Alaska, because Dallas is iced over and has been for days and days and days. So everybody's stuck at home. Everybody's stuck at home because of thick layers of ice and sub-freezing temperatures for days. That's where I'm at. I'm not insane yet, but
not quite yet.
I'm just normal levels. So it's fine. But at some point I will need to leave my home because I'm not good at this.
Well, at some point it is Texas and it will melt.
I know. It just seems like a lot. Every day they're like, oh, it's going to melt tomorrow. And they're like, never mind. Everything's closed again. No, tomorrow. No, everything's closed again. So yeah. That's my world. But no, it should be melting soon. And I will be greatly relieved by this. And yeah, I mean, Albus does not like to go out to go potty on the ice and snow. That's what we've learned. He's kind of a princess.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Some dogs are special, and you just need to get them a little trail.
Yeah, we're going to have to make a little trail next time. Right now, we're just perfectly fine with him peeing wherever he wants as long as he goes outside. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not even going to correct you that's the sidewalk and not the grass. You can't tell anyways, so go for it.
Yeah, I have poured hot water on my driveway more times than I ever have in my life before. But when you just have a little bit of ice that won't go away and you really need to get to step in, it's like, okay, I'm just going to boil some water and throw that on here. Okay, that works.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of tricks that we'll do next time for to help resolve faster some of these issues. But yeah, so no, we're just bundled up here.
Very cool. Yeah, and there's no news in the SPN land. Jensen did bring up Jared's broken leg on a panel, but he during a Q&A. But again, no explanation, no solution why. So Padalecki, come on the show, tell us what you did to your leg. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what you did. Come on and confirm it. All right. So This episode, as we said, is First Blood. Now, First Blood is a reference to the song by AC/DC, which is played in the beginning, as well as the 1982 film of the same name with John Rambo in it, which also happens to be the first R-rated movie that I saw in the theater.
Oh, wow.
I was a child. I should not have been seeing this movie in the theater.
No, I was laughing that. I was like, what?
My neighbors took me. So 1982 film. I was born in 1977. Let's do some math of when I saw my first R-rated movie.
No.
All right. So this was episode 9 of season 12, and it was Supernatural's 250th episode.
What?
Yeah, and there was a whole bunch of really good Entertainment Weekly magazines, episodes, issues. Those are the word I was looking for. That's what magazines are. They make issues. So I remember that. But that also means that it's our 250th episode or about then. We've had bonuses. So it's, I don't know what's count, but we'll just say it's close enough. So, woo!
250. Yay!
250. Yay! That's insane. And this episode first aired January 26, 2017 and was directed by Robert Singer. And this season he did episode 3 of The Foundry. And this was written by Andrew Dabb, who was co-showrunner this season with Robert Singer. And so as such, he wrote the season opener, Keep Calm and Carry On. So it's the last time we saw him write, but they've both been showrunners this whole season. So much of this we can blame on them.
Fun.
No, we can thank them for it. We can thank them for the joys that the season 12 brings us. And because we're not on Netflix anymore and we're watching this on Peacock or other streaming things, we can finally get The Road So Far back. That's not cut out anymore. Right. And we get that with the AC/DC song, First Blood. Not to step on Diana's toes there.
No, you got me. It's fine. It's fine. It's a recap, so it's fine. And it's tied into the name.
Yeah. So yeah, and so our road so far, we get the family that hunts. We've got men of letters torturing Sam, eliminating the Winchesters, Mary's problems, Billy the Reaper, what dies stay dead, times the guys died, Lucifer and the president, a Nephilim is coming to be, the boys being arrested for an assassination tip. They just shoved it seems like 12 seasons into that little thing. But but that's really, most of that happened this season. A lot has happened in the last 9 episodes.
It's wild.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. And so we go to Mulroney's diner and Mary's there and Cass calls her. And
this is the diner, if you don't recognize it, that John and Mary had their first date in.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And Cass, she's in Lawrence, Kansas. Right. And he's like, hey, I need you to meet me at the bunker. And she's like, okay, well, WTF, but okay. So we cut to the FBI Black Ops secret government facility.
Secret Service Black Ops. Well, because it was a Secret Service, but now we've just invited multiple military agencies
and FBI. I don't know. It's very confusing.
It's some Black Ops site,
and we see a really fun kind of scroll over of a bunch of files and mugshots of Sam and Dean Winchester, and our Secret Service agent Rick is reporting that Sam and Dean tried to kill the president, and they don't know why. So he's like, what do we know? And Liz has the great list of what the Secret Service does know. Handy. Yeah,
because they do. They're just they know a lot about them. They were born in Lawrence to Mary and John Winchester, deceased. FBI started investigating them in 2007 for assault, murder, multiple accounts of desecrating a corpse. But not the same corpse. Different corpses. Mm-hmm. And they made the FBI's most wanted list in 2011, but they died in a shootout in Iowa. But at least that's what their file said. Well, what really was in that file? So we're going to have a quiz right now where I'm going to ask Diana, and obviously you at home, on the phone, wherever you're at, can play along. And we're going to talk about all the time the boys have been arrested.
Uh-oh.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot.
So in going into that spirit, so number one, who was the first to be arrested on the show? Was it Sam or was it Dean?
I want to say Sam.
Well, that would be wrong.
Okay.
It was Dean, and it was actually in the pilot. It was in episode 1.
You're right. Okay. Right.
And that's where Dean was arrested for impersonating a U.S. Marshal and using fake credit cards. So,
damn it.
I know, but that was all the way back in the first episode. But this is question number 2. How did Dean escape that arrest? And I'm going to give you some multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
A, he picked the lock on his handcuffs with a paperclip. B, Sam called in a fake 911 call. C, the sheriff was possessed and died. Or D, John bailed him out.
I thought it was the 911 call on that one.
He did. B is right. He also picked the lock on his handcuffs with a paperclip. That would have been an acceptable answer. John would never bail them out of jail. What are you thinking? He's a horrible father. Why would
no, do that? Don't call him from jail.
Don't call that's not the one you call. All right. So question number 3. Also in that first season, episode 7, Hook Man. Sam and Dean get arrested by the sheriff while hunting. Why does the sheriff release them? A, Sam talked their way out using stuff he learned in law school. B, Dean talked their way out saying Sam was a pledge. C, the sheriff was possessed and died. Or D, the sheriff gets to talk and now believes in the supernatural.
I can't remember. Oh my gosh, my memory's terrible. I'm gonna go with
very far back.
I know. I'm gonna go A.
It actually was B. Dean talked their way out saying that Sam was a pledge. He was a dumbass pledge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving forward to season 2. So number 4, in Baltimore, in season 2, episode 7, The Usual Suspects. This is when they're arrested and Dean gets penned with the murders in St. Louis. Now, why did they get let go this time? Was it because A, the jail blew up? B, the detective was a demon and died? C, the detective got the talk and now believes in the supernatural? Or D, it was all a dream?
I'm going to go B.
It was C. The detective got the talk and now believes in the supernatural. Detective Diana Ballard shoots her former partner and Sam and Dean go out for pea soup. That is what happened in that one. All right. Question number 5. Season 3, episode 12, Justin Bello. The boys are arrested after Bella tips off the FBI. How did they get out this time? A, the jail blew up. B, the federal agent was a demon and died. C, the federal agent got the talk and now believes in the supernatural. Or D, they fake died.
B.
No, it was the federal agent got the talk and now believes in the supernatural. And also they fake died. And I think that jail axle blew up. Possibly, but after they were out of it.
Everything except for that one.
I think, yeah, but the federal agent was not a demon. He did not die.
I'm just waiting for that one because I know that's one of them.
Okay, number 6. In season 5, episode 15, the boys are arrested by none other than Sheriff Jody Mills. She arrested them for attacking a citizen of her town, even though he was A, a vampire, B, a werewolf, C, supposed to be dead, or D, a shapeshifter.
Shit, what was her first one?
You always remember your first one.
B.
Nope, supposed to be dead. There were zombies.
That was my
remember,
other one.
like her boy comes back. Yeah,
I knew it because I knew that because I know it wasn't. I knew for sure it wasn't vampires. It was that one. Damn it.
All right, question number 7. When Dean gets arrested in season 6, chapter 9, clap your hands if you believe. What does he yell as he gets put in the back of the squad car? A, see you in hell. B, son of a bitch. C, fight the fairies. Or D, you idiots.
C.
It is fight the fairies. Number 8. Sam gets arrested by himself in season 6, episode 13, Unforgiven. Why was he arrested this time? A, credit card fraud. B, punching a cop. C, breaking and entering. Or D, desecrating a corpse.
I think it was C or D, but I'm going with C.
It was B, punching a cop.
Oh, that's right. He did punch a cop.
Soulless Sam attacked Deputy Atkins,
right.
and he came back to town and found out that he was arrested for punching. Why are these guys not in prison? Okay, question 9. In season 7, episode 6, Flash Fiction, the boys were once again arrested, this time because of a widely televised killing spree featuring their clones. Why were the boys released this time? A, the jail blew up. B, the sheriff saw something crazy and now believes in the supernatural. C, the sheriff was a Leviathan and they killed him. Or D, they fake died.
I think it's A, but I'm not married to that.
Nope, it's B. The sheriff saw something crazy and now believes the supernatural.
I didn't think they convinced this many cops. I don't remember them convincing this many cops while I was watching it.
The sheriffs this time saw clone Dean eat his deputy. So he was, while the real Dean was in jail, so kind of convinced him that real Dean wasn't, he was like, saw his face come off and eat something. But then also they used the dead Leviathan clones to say that they died again. So that you could have gone with they fake died.
Fake died.
And there are a lot of fake dying. All right, number 10. Why did Dean get arrested in Shreveport, Louisiana in season 10, episode 22, The Prisoner? Was it for A, solicitation, B, breaking and entering, C, a broken taillight, or D, corpse desecration?
This was not long ago, and I cannot remember. I'm bad at this.
Yeah, maybe they're being arrested. Is it just, or the ice has killed your brain?
That's both possible.
Yeah.
Let's go with D. Why not?
No, it was a broken taillight.
I knew it. I stopped that. I'm like, it's a broken taillight for sure.
The bastards, they punched out baby's taillight and used that. So, okay. So a bonus.
Fail.
Yeah. Up until this point in the show, how many times has Sam and Dean been arrested? And you count each of theirs as one. Like, for example, if they both got arrested at the same time, that's 2, right? It's 2 arrests because Sam got arrested and Dean got arrested. So up to season 12, episode 9, including last time, how many times have they been arrested?
Oh, God. Let's go with 20.
It's close. It was 23 times.
Okay.
For the most of the times, it was both of them.
Yeah.
Only once was it just Sam. All the other times it was alone. There was 4 times that Dean got arrested without Sam. And this would also, I would assume that there have been previous arrests that were not on this show, were not on the show that Dean had before then. And so at least up until season 12, but at least they've been. And that's not necessarily gone to jail. That was arrested. So,
right.
And hopefully, I would say, hopefully, like Miranda rights read, not necessarily incarcerated, but still, wow, y'all got some privilege. Should not be.
That's something, right?
Okay, so
hunter privilege, is that what we're going to call it?
They're hunter privilege.
Convince how many, like half of these. Of the cops
half of these cops to let them go. Well, I mean, it's really hard. Like once you see, a deputy's face get eaten, it's really kind of changes a lot.
It does. It does changes things a lot. Then for sure. Whew, well, I bombed. Sorry.
That's okay.
Unprepared.
I mean, it happens to all of us, and it was pretty hard for you to know what that quiz was going to be.
I couldn't have even studied for that.
Yeah, no.
Not effectively.
All right. So going back to where we are at. So they know all these things about the boys, but they don't know where Kelly is.
No. And they don't even know she's alive, much less know where she is. But Rick makes it clear that they are keeping this very quiet. The only people that know about it are him, the 2 of them, the arresting agency, and the president. And apparently the president is completely missing memory for 3 days, and they think that he might have been drugged, so they're doing a talk screen. He was possessed by the devil. Anyway, and we get to see Sam and Dean in their very sad cells.
in their sad selves. And the secret, so at this point I was still kind of calling the Secret Service guy and the intel guy, but so Rick wants to shoot the boys. Camp just was like, dude, we can't do that. We need to know, like, what if they're like not working alone? Like, what if they're working with like Arian, blah blah, and so
right. And so they could be the tip of the iceberg. So we need to question them. We need to find out. And so he goes and visits Dean, and he offers him coffee or water or chocolate bar. And Dean just sits quietly. And Camp's like, oh, I guess you don't like cops. And he does the exact same thing to Sam, doing his little like, oh, okay, I'm going to question you. And then he talks about how, like, we hear Camp talking. Basically, he's seen all kinds of torture. And he's like, but you know what actually works is nothing. You leave them in the dark for who knows how long, maybe a month, maybe a year, and they will get so crazy to talk and see people that they will tell you anything.
Yep.
And then he's not giving them a phone call. That's the other thing.
Yeah. So that's his plan, is he's going to lock them away and
wait them out.
Basically deep isolation them into confessing whatever.
So we cut to Mick at a typewriter, and he is doing his report in and filing an update that they have attempted to make inroads with the American hunters, but have had trouble.
And what's playing in the background? Oh, you missed that? The Specials Ghost Town was playing.
Oh, I missed
okay.
That.
I will always notice the specials. It's this. I like that's things that will have in me, like the ska. What is it? Oh, a ska song.
There you go. And we cut to see Mick meet with a hunter at a diner, Wally. And he's like explaining like, oh, you need us. We've got all these weapons and money. We really need each other. Oh, we just want to do this for the greater good. And Wally's like, let me see your hands. And they're soft. And he's like, have you ever even hunted? And he's like, I'm not interested in taking orders from a paper pusher.
No, a limey paper pusher.
Limey paper pusher. You're right.
We got to make sure we get that insult right in there too. Just got to get that slur in.
Yeah, limey paper pusher, and tells him to shove that offer and pays for his lunch and leaves.
He does. And we cut from there to the bunker where Mary is ripping Cass a new one for leaving the boys. But she also is now feeling guilty, and the fact that they haven't called her. They're like, oh, why didn't they call me? Like, even though I told them not to.
Exactly. And it's not fair that she's blaming Cass either for this. It's like, come on.
No, I think Cass has taken on far too much personal responsibility for many things that have happened this season. Yeah. And he needs to lay off some of this blame on other people. But so, so that's Mary is, I think she knows that she probably went too far, but she goes a little too far there. And then we go to their offsite prison where Dean has gotten a screw off his bed and he's using that to mark the time.
Yeah. And we see them get fed, and it's like, a pile of like, ground beef with mashed potatoes and corn. And
it's shepherd's pie.
Basically. If you put them together, fuck yeah, it is. And Sam's cringing at it, and Dean's happily, Dean like shrugs and smiles and eats away. And continues marking time. And we see more and more time passing. And they mark this not just with Dean marking the wall, but also with them delivering bologna sandwiches and breakfast. So we see food coming as our time marker too.
And they use the same cut 3 times, twice in a row at the beginning, then as the final scene, which is kind of the mash thing.
Yes. So we see Crowley in his tropical drink
with
at the
a
bar.
pitchfork in it.
With his pitchfork and at a bar, and he tells Cass that
I always want a tiki drink every time I watch this. I'm like, God damn it! Like that sounds so good. Go tiki bar.
Yeah, I know. I'm into one in a minute. Makes me sad. So, and Castiel's pointing out like, hey, don't you have all these connections and spies? What the fuck? And Crowley's like, whatever happened to Moose and Squirrel is above my connections pay grade. So they are deep hidden. And Castiel wants Crowley to care, but Crowley doesn't really care. So he says, and he talks about, because he asks a really pointed question is, do you know how many powerful beings have tried to kill Sam and Dean, including himself? He's like, And then he makes a herpes joke. But basically, the whole concept is that they always come back with a trail of bodies in their wake. So he's betting on the Winchesters in this scene.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he leaves after quoting, "I pity the fool."
Yes, in the immortal words of Lawrence Tureau.
Yes.
Mr. T.
So, we cut to Mary reading John's journal in the kitchen of the bunker, and here's a phone ringing. So she goes searching for a phone because she can hear it ringing, but she doesn't know whose phone or where it is. And she finds it in Dean's desk drawer and answers it, and it's Alicia, Ace's kid, as I call it, the hot witch twin.
Yeah, and she adapted that identity quickly. Like, didn't you just learn that you were Ace's child like a month ago? I'm not sure that's what I would lead with. You know, like hot witch, like I'd be like sexy witch, like, you know, like that. There are a lot of things I would go, but she went with Ace's kid already.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a fast identifier. Maybe they know a lot of hot witch twins. Who knows?
Who knows?
But either way, she's working a case in Louisiana with her brother, and there's a pack of werewolves, and there's just a bunch of them, and they could really use some help. And so, yeah. Mary stares at a photo of her and Dean from when Dean was a little boy, and then agrees, basically can tell she's going to go help Alicia.
Of course she is. Yeah. So back at our prison offsite, time is passing really slowly for them. Sam is exercising. They get electric razors. Is that something you get in prison? Like, I didn't think you got that. I mean, I guess this isn't a regular prison, but
is it less dangerous than a razor blade? Like, I don't know.
I feel like it's less dangerous because it would be really hard to like hurt somebody. You'd have to like them
for
like
a long
time to like. I mean, I've cut myself with those, and because they're weird, right?
They're pinchy.
I don't understand them. I don't get. They scare me. They really do. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know I had a fear of electric razors till now, but I do. Okay. And also they're clearly getting haircuts, but they're not chopping off Sam's hair. So they're just like letting like Sam's hair like grow to like
they have
keep
a
that
stylist.
length. And they're like, we can't hurt the locks, sir. Like, we're going to keep Dean's hair the way we keep cutting that one short and tight, but Sam's locks, we're going to let flow.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Because we're already 2 weeks in at this point, plus, and we're creeping up to 20.
By the time they come out of
30
it, it's
days
like,
plus.
yeah.
And then later on, we find out the whole time was longer than that. But yeah, we're pushing 30 days right now. And then, so Mary goes back to the bunker with Castiel, and she apologizes that she was angry, but he's like, no, you're right. I shouldn't have left them. Blah. And she's like, oh, and it sucks because all my contacts are retired or dead. So we are now at 6 weeks, 2 days, and 10 hours since they were arrested. And so Cass is like, what have you heard about these killings in Lancaster, Missouri? And because he figured out it was a vampire, and he's like, he knows Sam and Dean would investigate and save the day and kill the monsters. And he tried to go, but maybe he asked the wrong questions to the wrong people, but he could just never even get close, and more people died. So he ran away. And Mary's like, we'll go back. And Cass is like, I don't want to get in the way.
Oh, poor Cass. So we go from there back to our prison, and Chow Time is coming through, and Chow Time is being met with a passed out Winchester. Sam is dead.
What? And so the guard goes and gets help. And so Rick and Camp like run in there. And I'm just like, wait, are they just like on site all the time? Is this where their office is? Are they just hanging out?
I think they've moved his, because like what happens if the Winchesters need to
start
talk,
talking,
right?
Guess,
like they gotta be there. So and they're probably playing Call of Duty down there. So they come in, and they've got a morgue in this place too.
Yeah. So Sam and Dean are dead, get taken to the morgue, and the coroner is very confused how they both died at the same time.
Poor guy I don't even think he's a coroner. I think he's an intern in a lab coat. That is what I think is happening. This poor goddamn intern that is just, he's having the worst goddamn day possible, and he doesn't even know it yet, right? Like, and he's just like, how did they die on the same day? Like, I'm just going to run the fuck away from this.
Well, and Rick's pissed that they died, that they sat around and that because Camp wanted to wait them out. And Camp's like, well, you wanted them dead anyways. And he's like, no, I wanted them punished. I wanted to look Dean in the eye and feel it. Ugh.
Why?
And then I like that Camp calls him out for that being totally mentally normal.
What's your damage, Rick? Like, what the fuck did Dean Winchester do to you? Like, I'm pretty sure Dean Winchester didn't do jack shit to you. Like, you maybe think that he tried to assassinate a president, but you don't even have proof of that. Like, you just, like, found him, like, in a place, and granted, like, you think he desecrated a corpse, but, like...
I mean, it looks super sus. I'm going to give him that, but yeah.
But, I mean, to the point of, like, this hatred...
Yeah.
It's bizarre. So they go and they leave the bodies sitting on the table, and they've got those things under their neck that look really good for spinal alignment.
Well, we see that Mary has left Castiel a voicemail letting him know that she took care of the issue in Missouri. So now we know Mary's gone out on 2 hunts helping out Sam and Dean or their friends since this period of 6 weeks, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, in the morgue, Dean gasps and awakes, and Sam is already
they're not dead. Huzzah!
And the coroner comes in, and they grab him, and they're trying to question him, find out where they are. And he tells them that they blindfold him to go to work.
Yeah, see, he can't be a coroner. Why would they have a coroner there? Like, he's got to be something else. He's, like, not even, like, he's some, like, fucking dude, like, he's an intern that's in marketing, and they're like, go work in the morgue, because we've got dead guys there, and they don't have anyone else to work in the morgue. So, like, put a lab coat on.
In marketing at the secret ops site.
Yes.
But yeah, so apparently this place isn't supposed to exist, is what they are told. And so we see Sam and Dean sneak out of the morgue area where there's a bunch of restricted access and no trespass signs. And they are outside the building. And somehow Dean has stolen a phone, and so he has a phone. He's stolen
Labcoat's phone. So Labcoat now also has no phone. So poor dude, man. Like, so not only does he have to get blindfolded every day he comes to work, he gets shoved in this morgue job with these dead bodies that aren't staying dead. At least he didn't cut into them yet, right? Ugh. Yeah, and now he doesn't have his fucking phone. Like, we don't know how far he was on Candy Crush. Like, he could have been getting, like, pretty far up, and now he's got no fucking phone. Way to go, Dean Winchester. All right, so they try and call Cass, and it, of course, is going to voicemail.
Yeah, but while Dean is repeatedly calling Cass, Sam sees there's a supply company truck, finds a map, and suggests that they take it.
Who has a map?
But either way, they've got a paper map in this truck. And finally, Castiel answers. And he's like, what? Because it says unknown caller. Dean's like, hey, buddy, long time. And Sam, in this very quick time, is able to triangulate their location based on local topography.
That map, that mountain looks like a boob.
And they're in the Rocky Mountain National Forest, and Cass should drive towards that national forest, and then just drive up and down the highway there.
Just drive up and down the highway, Cass. Just you'll find us. We'll just be up and down, like, just go down this highway in a national park.
That's all.
Small highway, highway. It's cool. We'll be waving.
And then they throw the phone in the truck. And they leave it. So he's going to get his phone back.
Well, if he finds it. So,
we cut to Mary.
We also know something's going on because Sam asks if he told him, and Dean says no. So we know that like something has happened that we're not like, we know it. We know somebody did something stupid because they were dead and now they're not dead. So we know someone did something, but they just won't tell us what.
Yes. And so Mary is killing vampires and has a very bloody machete, and she finishes. And so she's walking to her car, and Cass calls and fills her in on the fact that they need to go to this park. And then back at the Black Ops site, Rick and Camp go into the morgue and see these empty gurneys, and they're like, WTF. But they hear, what are the body lockers? Is that what those are called?
I don't know.
Anyways, our coroner shoved in the giant body file drawers.
Yeah.
Those things. That's where our coroner's been stored. And
poor intern is just in there. And so, And he's just like, do you know that they locked me in here? Like, after you blindfolded me today, like, now I got locked in a fucking morgue drawer.
And
I
someone
quit.
stole my phone.
Someone stole my phone. I was in here, like, I was locked in a drawer without a phone. Like, I couldn't even, like, do anything in here. Nothing to do but sit here on the phone. And anyway, so, that happens. Camo's truck pulls up, and a camo truck pulls up, and camo guys pal out.
Yeah, and Camp is pissed because he's like, I checked their fucking pulses. And Rick's like, what if they had help? I don't care if he's like, I don't know if they had help or if they did a kung fu slow your heart crap, but they're out there and we're going to do this my way. So he tells everybody, hey, these guys out there are fucking killers. If you see them, shoot them.
Yep, fuck due process. We're just going to shoot these guys on sight because that's how we do things. That's awesome. So then we go from there to the parking lot where Mary got there super fast.
Very quickly.
And Cass is just like, well, we may want backup. And she's like, well, I hope we can do better than Crowley and Rowena. He's like, well, I have an idea.
And we get one quick cut of Sam and Dean running through the woods in here too. But we also see Rick and Camp running through the woods, and Rick just keeps talking shit to Camp, who's kind of struggling at the woods running thing. He's definitely an office dude now.
Well, he's kind of an older man, and not all older men run through a forest every day. And I don't even know, like, Ranger Rick is like that, like, in shape. He just happens to have some good endurance or something. He's just blessed. So,
well, Sam and Dean are calculating time, and they're like, okay, we need to talk. And Dean's like, yeah, we do, but we need to talk later. Right now, we're going to go cross this creek and try not to leave footprints, but they leave footprints anyways.
They leave, like, massive, giant, like, massive footprints. Just, like, they might as well just take the boots off and, like, put them in the ground. And, like, I'm surprised they're just, like sucking them up in the mud as they go. Yep. So, but then, they go through a stream. So everything is gone. Like, it's fine. You can't find them now. Where are we?
So Castiel and Mary meet Mick and Mr. Ketch, and Mary's pissed. She's like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers tried to kill Sam and Dean and almost did. And so maybe the demon and mommy don't look so bad now. But anyways, but Cass is like, no, they helped us out when we were dealing with Lucifer. So, and then Mick and Mr. Ketcher, wait, y'all actually that's what happened in Indianapolis? Y'all actually took on the devil and won? And Cass confirms, and they're impressed. So
they're impressed, yeah, as you should be. Like, wow, you took on the devil himself. That's pretty big.
And Mary's like, yeah, we're gonna need help with this situation. And Mick's like, well, whatever, I came to make friends, and all of the, hunters kind of fucking hate us, so saving them is good business. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. And she's like, fine, okay, they're being held somewhere, near the Rocky Mountain, National Forest. And Mr. Ketch is like, oh yeah, Site 94. I know where that is. It's a government facility. But yeah, shadow ops. And here's the highway we need to meet off of. And he's like, oh, that's a long stretch. Let me get pull up my thermal satellite and we'll find them. Okay.
Yeah, well, they're borrowing someone's satellite. It's not theirs. So, and Ketch wants to know if they know what trouble they're walking into, and everyone's like, nope, we don't know what we're doing. We're just going walking along this highway looking for Sam and Dean like they told us to. We're just going to find them in the woods. So Rick and the Rangers are making headway through the park, and they're very close to Sam and Dean.
They're like really close. They cross the creek. They're super close to the point where Sam and Dean are hiding behind a tree and watching them come up with them. And they finally actually snag poor Norton, who's being called on the radio right then. And he informs on the radio Norton has gone night-night. And then he tells Rick, you need to tell your boys to turn around and no one gets hurt. And Rick's like, no, I'm going to take my highly trained soldiers to track you down. You can't run forever. You're trapped. And Dean's like, we have a failure to communicate. We're not trapped out here with you. You're trapped out here with us. And it's nighttime.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And they find a creepy abandoned cabin. And there's knives and a
it's
lamp.
A cabin full of like the most useful things ever.
Very
like if
useful.
This is the cabin you want to find in the woods when you've got to take on a military operation that's coming after you in the woods. And so you're right. They've got matches, lamps, knives, bear traps.
first aid kit. They're set. So they're setting up some traps. And then we see Rick and team sneaking up, and they can tell that there's somebody in the cabin, and they see shadows. So they've got crazy green lasers on their laser sights on their rifles. And one enters the cabin, and there is gunfire from under the floor. Oh, that's upsetting. Anyways, and as that's happening, Dean takes one down outside, and anyways, it's Sam's under the floor. He's able to like pop up and use a section of floor to block gunfire. Dean's getting a second one that was looking for the first one. It's chaos, and
it's Home Alone.
It's a lot. Yes, it is It was a much more violent Home Alone.
It's the adult version of Home Alone.
Correct.
And so, yeah, so we get a stabbed person. We get one of them shooting up a table. One of them gets knocked unconscious. Sam takes out another one, and he puts the first aid kit on his chest.
That's very sweet.
And very nice of him. So,
and then who steps in that fucking bear trap?
But Rick.
Of course. Told you, trapped. Dean gets to tell him. Ha ha ha. Anyways, but Camp is nearby, and Rick yells at Camp to shoot Dean. But Sam has shotgun pointed at Camp, so he can't. And so Sam's like, you want the truth? The president was possessed by the devil, and we saved his life.
So that is how they escaped from jail this time. Was they told them the truth about the supernatural, but not necessarily did everybody believe them. They just threatened them if they went after them. And they want to know who you are. Who are you? And Sam, we're the guys who saved the world. Da-da-da. Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
And so
it was very superhero-y, wasn't it?
It was very superhero-y. So they go off, and then wonders of all wonders, they find Cass and Mary in the Rocky Mountain National Forest.
Yeah. And they're all excited. They're like, oh my gosh, you found us. How did you find us? After they told them to find them this way. And then, of course, Mick and Mr. Ketch are identified. And so that's where they talk about their thermal imaging satellite from space that they borrowed.
Someday I'll own one. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. I just went off to my fantasy where I hijack a satellite. It happens every once in a while.
Oh, and then Sam's like, we should get out of here before the people we left call for backup. And Mr. Ketch creepily is like, you left survivors? And Dean's like, yeah, they were soldiers doing what they were told. Mr. Ketch like, unprofessional. And Sam and Dean are like, fuck this. We're fucking out, man. And so Mary's going to drive Sam, Dean, and Cass as they start departing. When, as we all know, that now Mr. Ketch and Mick are going to go kill a bunch of people. It's fairly gross. Anyways. So as they're driving, they cross a bridge, and the car loses power. And Sam's like, it's time. I'm doing voices tonight. I don't know why. I'm into it, though. I'm going to stick with it. And they get out of the car, and guess who's there?
Like, you've been stuck in the house too long. This is what happens.
You should hear the songs I sing to my dog. It's getting unhinged. But so they get out of the car, and Billy's there because, duh, we had to know something was up if they died and they came back, that Billy was going to be involved, and it was not going to be good. Not going to be good. And it's not good.
And of course, she's all cool. And she's like, sup. So cool. And Dean has to explain the only way to get out of there was to get out by not breathing. So he called Billy.
Yep. And so they made a deal that they were going to get to come back for one more time, but at midnight, a Winchester would have to die permanently, or, quote, go bye-bye permanently. So Dean's like, well, we were already dead, locked in those cells with nothing. And he said, referenced how bad that was. So this was the only way that one of them gets to keep fighting. And Cass is like, you don't have to do this. And Billy's like, yeah, you do. They made a blood pact. And who's it going to be? And Mary's like,
and if you make a pact, it's bound in blood. And if you break that, there are cosmic consequences. Billy says, if you break that, there are cosmic consequences. Yeah. But Mary, and so they say that, and then Mary is like, you know what? It's fine. I'll do it. And I'm going to put a gun to my head. And it's very upsetting.
It's very upsetting. Very upsetting. Everybody's crying. She's crying and saying, I love you, and pointing a gun at her head. It's upsetting for everybody. And then Castiel stabs Billy from behind.
What did you do, Castiel? What did you do? And then he makes a very sweet speech that the world needs every last Winchester and he won't let them sacrifice themselves. They mean too much. And he broke their stupid deal, and you're welcome.
Yeah, that's a very sweet speech. It's a little distressing. This whole scene's distressing.
Yeah. So that just happened. So we're going to leave them and go back to Mick typing away on his magic typewriter.
Yes. And he's like, okay, the Winchesters are back for better or worse. They left loose ends, but that's what Mr. Ketch is for. Yeah, so we know that Camp and Rick are dead with their throats slit. We see that in the camera scene. It's very gross. And that everyone who knew about Sam and Dean's tied to the assassination accusations have also been killed, like it never even happened.
Even Lab Coat. So fucking Lab Coat fucking dies.
That's sad.
It's poor man. He had the worst. I feel so bad for him. He had the worst day ever.
He really did. So, but he's got good news about American hunters, and they're talking about, we cut to Mick talking about the world of hunters and and monsters to Mary, who's listening very closely about his proposal for a better world.
And she's falling for it. Mary. Anytime someone's giving you a speech and they say things and they either say that you're chosen or it's a new world, you're in a cult. You need to run.
Correct.
So, all right, let's talk about some of the people that were in this.
Casting couch. It's the casting couch. Were they on that show that time with that guy? La 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 la.
Yeah. So first up, we'll talk about Camp, played by Norman Browning. He passed away in 2024, and this was his last acting credit on his IMDb. So rest in peace. But he was Hockney in Watchers, which is an 80s film that was pretty big. He's been in episodes of MacGyver, a bunch of other shows, and was Buck in Air Bud. Our coroner, aka Lab Coat, was played by Donald Hang. He's been in episodes of Minority Report, Arrow, Van Helsing, Ghost Wars, Flash, Virgin River, Good Doctor, and Tracker. He was Sean in The Art of Dancing in the Rain. He's a reoccurring character in Kung Fu. Played an engineer in Tron Ares, the newer one. And Wally, our briefly met hunter, was played by Donovan Stinson. He actually does a lot of mocap actor work, so motion capture actor work. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But he's been in episodes of, outside of that, he's appeared in episodes of Lucifer, Ghost Wars. He's the X Games announcer in Fantastic Four. He's a heckler in the movie Hot Rod. Ted in Reaper for over 30 episodes, and he's AD Dan in the series Unreal for 28 episodes. So
very good. Yeah. So what did you think?
I mean, it was a very I don't know. I was trying to say it was an intense episode. How about that? It was intense. It wasn't there wasn't anything super. I guess people dying and come back to life is supernatural, but that's about it.
So
there's no monsters.
There's no monster of the week.
Yeah, at all. But it was really, I think it really drove the plot forward. I think it opens up a lot of questions about the relationship that's building with Mary and the boys and with Cass. And then also what's happening with the Men of Letters, because now they've let them in twice, which is concerning because I don't trust those motherfuckers. And then, but I'm glad the government thing's over, I hope.
Yeah, I mean,
that storyline was stressful. I guess we got to find Kelly still and her baby, but other than that part,
yeah, we still have that part. But they made it very specific that these were the only people that knew about it, so they wouldn't have this loose end hanging there. And so yes, that can be over, and the guys can go back to having really weird FBI files that people just people would be studying the fucking Winchester files if they were like really existed. Like they would be in crime classes. Like,
how are they not on more like watch lists? I guess they thought they were dead.
They've died a bunch of times. So I forget which last time they were dying from. I can look it up, but I think it was the Leviathan was the last time they died.
Yeah, it's still super weird.
Yeah, no, they should be the fact that Winchesters are not in prison. Winchester should be in prison, and that's good for you guys that you're not. And yeah, I think on that note, cheers that the Winchesters never ended up in prison, bitch.
Yeah, cheers, bitch.
Devil's Trap Podcast is a Don't Be a Dick production. Meow.
Devil's Trap Podcast is part of the Ship It Studios Podcast Network. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Devil's Trap Podcast, Twitter at Devil's Trap Pod, or you can email us at devilstrap@devilstrappodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave reviews, and share with all your friends. We're at all your favorite podcast outlets and at devilstrappodcast.com. I'm Babe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.